Welcome back, student. So in the previous lab, you saw that how we can do the bias detection by simply data exploration in the data set, or then we can also see that if a model is trained on a data, then how to detect the biases in the model itself using the manually implementing the fairness metric, and also we saw using the AI for 360 learn provided fair learn toolkit provided by Microsoft, where 70 different type of biasness metrics you can evaluate for a particular model, both in various stages of the AI workflow. Now, in this second lab, we will see once we detected the bias, we have to mitigate it, right? Without mitigation, what is the, it's easy to pinpoint the problem is there, but then we need to provide the solution. So, bias mitigation is the way that how to provide the mitigate the biasness exist, and then let's go there. So we are using the same data set, the UCI adult data set, and we did the bias detection in lab one. Now it's a lab two where we will do the bias mitigation. So one method, what we will see today, there are many methods are there. So one method we see is reweighting. That can we reweight the importance weight uh, for each training sample based on the group membership and class level. So by this way, what we can do is that we can make the data set more balanced across sensitive attributes. So let's say gender and race is a sensitive attributes we saw in the bias detection. Then by doing this reweighting based on specific weighting for those features, by using the reweighting technique, we can try, we see how we are mitigating the bias. So in this way, what we typically do, we have to first identify the privileged and unprivileged group. Here is the male and female, and then calculate the expected distribution of each group. So you see that we calculated that the female earning more than 50K, what is the ratio is there, then male, what is the ratio is there. Then we assign the lower weight to the overrepresented group. So in this case, male data is overrepresented. So we will re-weight it low. We will lower the weight of those for those feature, the male feature, so that we can balance it. Now the other methods which are there, which is during in processing algorithm, this is called exponentiated gradient reduction, that we can use it while doing the training and to do the classifier fairly by balancing the accuracy and also imposing the fairness constraint. So this is also in the fairlearn library is there. So how this method is works is basically it is going to transform the fair classification into sequence of cost sensitive classification problem. So the it is going to use the Lagrangian formulation to incorporate the fairness constraint like a demographic parity. We saw the statistical parity. So here like a constraint like a demographic parity or equalize odds can be implemented. And then at each iteration of the training time, we are going to weight the training sample based on how much they are violating the fairness constraint. And then after that, we apply the exponentiated gradient update to these Lagrange multipliers, and which is going to control the trade-off between the accuracy and between the fairness and the accuracy. And finally, we see the result, we see the randomized classifier, which we get the weighted ensemble of model that collectively satisfy the fairness constraint. So this is during the training time, one method is there. Then there are post training time is there. So there are threshold optimizer. It is a post processing algorithm. So once the training is done, how to do the bias mitigation. Again, the Fairlearn library is going to help in adjusting the decision threshold, and you can enforce the fairness constraint after the model already been trained. So in this, what typical is does that we know that there is a biasness is there across the group. So we can apply the group specific threshold to do the model prediction, and then so we can ensure the fairness criteria like demographic parity or equalize odd, and then we impose the performance metric, optimize the performance metric while enforcing the fairness. So in this, we will going to take this logistic regression model, train it, and then find out the sensitive feature. We know already, we saw in the previous lab the gender and race is a sensitive feature. And then we are going to apply this function or the technique called threshold optimizer, because once the model is trained, we are trying to mitigate the bias, and then find out what is the best threshold which can satisfy the fairness concern. So in machine learning or AI, when you are doing the decision, you have to choose some kind of threshold some places to make a decision that this particular prediction belong to this class or not belong to this class. So that threshold change what we are trying to find, what is the optimal threshold, so that by after the training time can we impose the fairness, and then we will see to this lab. Okay, so let's go to this lab of bias mitigation. So this is a bias mitigation using this AIF 360 Fair Learn library by Microsoft. And then again, we are importing this Panda, NumPy, and Scikit library, and then same UCI adult income database we are importing. And then we are defining those attributes, the gender and income, and again the pre-processing method we are applying if we want to see in the pre-processing time. So a reweighting function example is here. So here we are we are importing this AIF 360 dataset, standard dataset, and then algorithm and pre-processing, then scikit-learn model we are importing, logistic regression, and then AI for 360 metric classification metric we are importing. And then we are converting to this AIF 360 dataset, protected attributes and privileged classes. And then split is again 70% train and 30% test. And here we are applying the reweighting in the training time. Okay, in processing. Remember, so we have passed the privileged group and unprivileged group, and then we are applying this function for training after the reweighting, and then we are training the model, and then this is a baseline model training, and this is a reweighted model training. Means we are hoping that using the reweighting we can mitigate the bias, and then we are evaluating the fairness metrics here for baseline and also the reweighted. And then we will see that classification metric for privileged and unprivileged groups. And what we will calculate the baseline statistical parity and reweighted statistical parity. We see that parity was quite large in the baseline when we didn't apply the mitigation technique, 12%, but after applying the mitigation technique we reached to the 5%, which is better than the previous we were having the biasness. So this way, when you have to go for UAI Act, the data set or the compliance submitting the document. So this way you have to put into your reports that these are the way we have done the mitigation. Our model can do the mitigation if you are doing during the training time, and this metrics is going to go that this is how we got the data for the regulatory compliance in your different kind of documentation for regulatory compliance. Then now, while the in processing methods are there, um, so in processing method, that means during the training time we are doing the in processing. So here again the scikit-learn logistic regression, we are an exponential gradient function we are trying to use during the training time, and the we are applying this fair learn mitigation toolkit, and demographic parity we are applying, and then exponentiated gradient function we are applying for in processing bias mitigation approach. And then we are calculating this metric here, and we are printing it. So we see that the false selection rate and the false negative rate, we have now made it a bit closer by using this exponential gradient. So earlier the difference was large, but now the difference is only 6% between a male and female. And here also 9% between male and female. And this is the initial accuracy was there. So now the next we see that once the training is done. So we earlier saw the in the data, we already have the biasness by reweighting, how we are mitigating. Then we saw the exponential gradient, which is during the training time, how we can do the mitigation. Now the next one is that once the training is done and now you have to do the mitigation. So this is a post-processing method. One of the method is called threshold optimizer, and this is also available in Fairlearn. And then we are applying again this baseline model and then this approach called threshold optimizer on the uh, pre-trained model and trying to overcome the biasness or mitigate the biasness. So here we are applying this equalize odd. That means odd of getting prediction equal across the classes. And so to give the equalized treatment, like false negative rate should be equal, selection rate should be equal across. So after applying it, we can see that the difference in the false negative rate, we have already made it close. Means earlier you have a big difference in the previously we saw the biasness, but now the false negative rate between male and female is uh, almost equal. Okay. Here also the differences selection rate has been minimized also, still some there. But this one, in this model, we can say that if a model is giving not giving unfair advantage to the male or not punishing the female for loan approval, in this case, even after that more trained model is there. So we can see what we saw that using the reweighting, we saw the fairness improve. Exponential gradient, we saw fairness parameter improved for the parameter we are evaluating. Then the threshold optimizer also we saw the fairness improved. But what we saw in reweighting that we saw a slight reduce in accuracy, and in exponential gradient we saw that we can actually tune the accuracy by changing it. And then for threshold optimizer, we saw that yes, it does improve the fairness, but the accuracy might drop for case to case basis. So you can in your AI compliance, if you are doing it, this kind of evaluation you will be there in your documentation that this has been done and this is how it is and this is expected. So I hope you understood the how to do the mitigation. And in the next lab we take case to case study, and then we go to the lab 3, and then see you again, and bye bye.